Hi everyone, it's Stephanie again, and I am back with an amazing thrift store haul that I picked up just last weekend. And I happened to pop into my thrift store and I saw this bag underneath this glass case, and or behind a glass case, and the bag was marked $16 and it was stuffed full of actually what I saw was a bunch of laces, and I could tell that they were really vintage. And then inside the bag as well were all of these really vintage pieces here. So I'll show you exactly what was in the bag, and I had to have it. I mainly bought it for the laces and trims, but I am really happy with the pieces that I actually got in the bag. I was debating on not buying it, and I could tell they just put it out, and I thought I'd better get it before someone else does. So here's one of the things that was in the bag. To me, I don't know what this would be called, but it looks like something handmade. It's almost out of like some kind of, I don't know if it's like I don't know what kind of material, honestly, like an ivory or something, some kind of a bone kind of a material, I don't know, but it's made to store thread on, and maybe somebody knows what this is. If you do, leave me a comment, but I'm assuming it's just to store your thread on. It is very worn, you can tell it is very vintage. So there was that, and it's still got some antique thread on it. There was a pair of these gorgeous, these I would say are old. You just don't find scissors like this anymore. The feel of them, the shape of them, they're really cool. I haven't tried to cut anything. I don't know if they're sharp or not, but the scissors as well. There was this box in here, and it did have a tag on it that somebody was trying to sell it for $9. And the box is falling apart, and it is a dot snappers kit. So it's got the tool inside, and the crazy thing about it, this is definitely old. The box is marked $1 for the complete set. At one time it was only $1 for this box, and I'm going to hang on to that little tag and I'll show you what was inside here. So this is really cool. It's got the actual instructions here, and I haven't taken the time to read them to see, you know, if it has a year on it or not, but shows some illustrations, and the tools are here. The little machine here, bracket, and the little piece to press it together, I guess, and some of the snaps as well. So I'm going to look at that a little closer later and put that back together before it falls apart all the way on me here. Sorry about that. Okay, so there was that. The scissors. There was this box here, and it's best quality hooks and eyes, 1 penny, and this box is definitely vintage. It's falling apart as well, but it's still in one piece, but it's definitely aged a lot. And it's really cool. You open it up, and inside there is part of some hooks and eyes, old packaging here. But what I thought was really cool is here are some of the original hooks and eyes that were in the box. And the reason why I think so is because you can tell they're very vintage. They're very heavy. I don't even know what kind of material they were made out of, but I'll tell you what, when they would have sewn these into your clothing would have been heavy, because they are definitely heavy, each little piece here. So I thought those were really cool. Those would be cool, you know, to put in your craft room, in just leave them in a box, or maybe put them in a glass jar of some type to display those, but those are awesome. There was this little box here that said midget sewing silk, and it's got the little spools, the wooden spools, and it's got silk thread on it, and there was a few different colors. And what I found really interesting, in each one of these boxes, I'm not really going to show them, but they were cards with handwritten information with a person's name and address. One was a man's and one was a woman's, and they were inside these boxes like this. So I'm not sure what significance that has to all of this, but I found that, and then a bunch of these little lingerie type little safety pins here. There was a bunch more hooks. There was this zipper here, which is definitely old. I mean, older. I thought these were pretty cool. These would be cool in your scrapbook room if you have a sewing theme. These are some replacement cuffs, and they are vintage, I would say. They were selling for 85 cents at one time, and look at the packaging. Kind of cool if you had somewhere to display those. There were these cute little rubber gaskets for your sewing machine for 29 cents, the little rubber belts. And then there was a ton of these hooks and eyes. And this one here is really, really had some wear and tear. This is like my favorite one. And their packaging is so cool. So yeah, there was that one, the green here, these ones here. I've seen these before in thrift stores. I don't know if I've seen that one or not. I don't think I have that one, but I think I have this black and blue one here. And then there was this particular one as well, Beatrice, I think, Beatrice, not sure, 24, and this is kind of different packaging here. So that, and then there was one of these little button makers, and it's still in its packaging. Sold for 29 cents. It's got the little button maker down here and then some little buttons. And then there was another one here that I think the button maker part fell out, but it's got the buttons to cover, and don't you love the packaging? So cute. There's another one. There was a thing of eyelets, which I can use. There was a zipper in a little, not a jar, but in this little container here. Kind of cool, and it sold for 35 cents. Here is, sorry about that guys, here's another vintage packaging, and some more of the button makers down here. It's got that little piece to make it with, so there's that. And then it's also got this little snapper. I guess it fastens your snaps. You know how to use that. So that piece. Here's another packaging, kind of funny. This one here. So anyhow, that was, oh, and then one more thing that I found. I was just thinking I was going to throw this away a minute ago, and I thought I better hang on to it just in case. And I started looking at it. And this is actually, this must be vintage, because this is actually a needle threader. So this little piece here, I guess, holds your thread, and then you pull it through the eye of the needle. And I don't know, I'm moving it around too much, but it's got a little skinny piece right here, and it's all metal. So I'll have to check into that. That's what that looks like. But it talks about what it is here. So I'll hang on to that. And now I'm going to get to the yummy goodies that I found in here as well. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this up, and then I'm going to come back for a part 2 so I don't go over my time limit, and show you the laces that were in this vintage bag that I paid $16 for. So I'll be right back with part 2 of my vintage lace haul.